Texas, baby, what is you doing? Oh, it's coming up after the bumper.
Don't be cornering me. Hold up. Time. You gotta help me with that corner shit.
What's up, kid folks? RJ Young. I'm not on the step mill. Consider hitting the like and subscribe button because I upload a video every single day. It's always college football related, sports related. We have a good time. Today, I want to talk about how Texas and Texas A&M deserve each other. Yo. Not for the first time this year, Texas A&M and Texas both took L's. Now, A&M took an L to a Georgia team we all think is pretty doggone good. We don't think that they're excellent, but we think they're good. And we would not be totally surprised to see them make college football playoff and run the table. Wouldn't be surprised. However, Jimbo Fisher's boys did not play great against Kirby Smart's boys. Kellen Mond looked pedestrian at best. I saw Jimbo Fisher call some QB counters and some QB powers for Kellen Mond, and Kellen Mond did not know how to read the blocks, didn't know how to get to the second level. It was awful to watch. Didn't really use Isaiah Spiller to any degree imaginable. Had 11 rushes for like 7 yards. It's bad. You know, you had your one-man play Osborne that was out there catching passes, but outside of that, Texas A&M could not score a touchdown until the fourth quarter. Against Jake Fromm, DeAndre Swift, and then a stout defense. But Jake Fromm, DeAndre Swift, and then Lawrence Cager and whatnot. I mean, A&M is exactly what you would expect A&M to be this year. They beat all the people they're supposed to beat. They lost all the people they're supposed to lose to. And now they're going to get LSU, who really, really wants to wax them. They really want to beat them down after what happened last year. But I bring that up to say I'm doing some research because I'm doing the Big Happy College Football Recap, and I try to write it out beforehand and so forth, so on. And do you realize that Texas A&M has not had a season in which they've lost fewer than 4 games except once in the past 20 years? That means you got to go 20 years. Texas A&M has just had one season in which they've had fewer than 4 losses. Last year, the Big 12 won 11 games. Good for you. Outside of that, you got to go back to the Southwest Conference for the last time Texas A&M went undefeated, and they had a tie in there in 94. A&M, this is who you are. This is what you've been. You're telling us about a national championship that happened in the 30s. You ain't no good, baby. You mediocre at best. You're not in it to win it like this. You just think you are. And if you go and you lose to LSU like we think you will have paid $25 million over the last couple of years to buy out Kevin Sumlin and add Jimbo Fisher to go 16-9. Mediocre. 8-4ville, baby. 8-5ville. That's where you live. That's who you are down there in Aggieville. Except Aggieville in Manhattan. Stay woke. I understand that you feel some kind of way about that, but you also feel some kind of way about Texas. Texas stays rent-free in your skull, just like the Big 12 stays rent-free in your skull, and now Texas is in its own head. Because I watched the post-game press conference with Tom Herman. And Tom Herman, as they said, looked broken. My man looked ready to cry. I felt bad for him. I didn't laugh at him. Let's put it that way. I didn't laugh at him, okay? Because I understand you got beat down by Baylor. You got beat down essentially to me 24-3. I mean, it says 24-10 on the scoreboard, but that's because you called a run play with 5 seconds left on the Baylor 4-yard line when y'all really couldn't move the ball at all. My man Hard G was supposed to be in there in the mix for the Heisman finalist, and no. Defense looks like it's done with the rest of y'all. We're talking about Charlie Brewer and Gary Bohannon working you. You know, we're talking about a bunch of guys that didn't get recruited to Texas. We're talking about this man from Philly who coached at Temple, come down here in just 3 years' time, has already passed Texas in the hierarchy. What do you do if you're Texas? It's not, man, it was on November 25th, 2016, the last time that a Texas team got beat by a Christian Texas also ran school named Texas Christian University, 31-9, which they didn't score TD, that they went knocking on Tom Herman's doors saying, please save us. And now you're looking at a 7-win season, 10-win season, and you hope to pray to Jesus another 7-win season. Because you're sitting at 6-5, baby. At 6-5. LSU don't get to hold you up as no good win. Oklahoma don't get to hold you up as no good win. Baylor don't get to hold you up as no good win. I mean, the moment that you lost to TCU, it was done. And then you losing to Iowa State. And who are you, baby? Like, what are we going to do with Texas? Because if you're Tom Herman, you got to fire Tim Beck, and he don't even call the plays. That's on you. They running your system, baby. That's what you do. That's who you are. If you're Texas Longhorns football, and you saw what Joe Brady was able to do with a quarterback that Tom Herman recruited, but Tom Herman never got an opportunity to do that, even as he's coached quarterbacks that don't play quarterback in the NFL. That is the biggest knock on a spread system I love. I came up running power spread. Power spread is in my blood. I love the air raid. I enjoy it, but I love this power spread for the same reasons that I love the air raid. It's a numbers game. It's like playing blackjack. You're going to be right more often than you're wrong. And yet everybody seems to have figured out Tom Herman's Texas spread, his power spread, his basketball on grass. And he hasn't adapted. That's wrong. So what do? You fire your offensive staff, you bring in a new offensive staff, you bring in a new offensive system, but you recruited all these dudes to play in this system. Can you really get rid of Todd Orlando? Because he still got some dudes. You've lost decommitment after decommitment after decommitment. In-house, in-fighting. I mean, if you're an OU fan, you're saying sign Tom Herman to a lifetime extension. But that's just not how you're going to get down at the University of Texas, where you got all the money in the world, you expect all the championships in the world, and you still can't beat Oklahoma for the one that matters. Texas football, where we get beat by Texas Christian, Iowa State, and Baylor in the same year. Yeah, Texas and A&M deserve each other. I would add to this, it was nice to see Daniel Young get some run. It was nice to see Keontae Ingram out there with his chest out. But when you run 3 down linemen and you backing up off the ball 7 yards deep and you're not a threat to run on anybody, what does that say about you and your team? This team that you don't think is tough enough. I get that Herman has already said, I'm going to do evaluations in the offseason. Everything goes back to the drawing board and everything stops with me. The buck stops with me. It's all my fault. Yeah, I mean, that's cool. But what are you going to do about it? How are you going to fix it? You got one more game to try to get this right in the regular season, and then you looking at the Texas Bowl. You looking at the Alamo Bowl. You looking at finishing behind Baylor, Iowa State, Oklahoma State, Kansas State, and Big 12 standings. That ain't going to be what it's... Nah. The Burnt Orange folks ain't going to get down with that, man. You're going to have to do way better. They expect 9, 10 wins. I mean, at the very least, they expect you to run this like Les Miles is running at LSU, so they can run you off after winning 9 games. They don't want to run you off after winning 6. Like, don't mess around and lose your regular season finale and then get a Buster Bowl game. But then again, maybe you get Texas Bowl with Texas A&M in a game I think ampersand you might run Texas. And that would be the ultimate insult. To lose to them now, as we're dragging them in the SEC, I'll watch. Doses.